Hello, and this is Chola Michelle with FashionSchoolSnitch.com, and you're listening to Day 2 of the Fix Your Fashion Resume in 7 Days e-course. In today's lesson, we'll cover how to write your work experience section when you have no work experience. Find the links to the written version of this audio recording, as well as the links to the resources discussed, in the description below the YouTube video or in the written article itself. Let's get started. Day 2. Writing your work experience resume section. I like to work through the work experience resume section second, as it gives me a chance to figure out why a person is a good fit for a role. But you may come across a major roadblock. But if you have no experience, can you still write a resume that will get noticed? Of course you can. Just follow these. Resume writing tips for your work experience resume section. How you write your work experience resume section will depend largely on your current situation. Here are some common scenarios you might find yourself in. Number 1. You have relevant education, such as a fashion degree, but have no work experience in the fashion industry. Number 2. You have relevant education, such as a fashion degree, and have some fashion and internship work experience. And number 3. You are changing careers, having neither studied nor worked in fashion, but now want to work in fashion. Don't worry, resume writers are trained to work around such situations, and conversations around hiring processes are changing, urging hiring managers to give people a chance, even if they don't tick all the boxes perfectly. Now let's look at 3 examples of work experience scenarios and how you can tackle each of them for your resume. Work experience resume section, example 1. A relevant degree plus no work experience. Since you have no work experience, you technically won't have a work experience section. Rather than using a heading like work experience, go for a heading like campus engagement, volunteering, and work. List the jobs and activities you've held, rather than go into detail about each. Even if they're unrelated to this role, they'll show you have been doing something. Work experience resume section, example 2. Fashion degree with fashion internship or work experience. So let's say you studied fashion design, but you could only find a job or internship as a social media manager or a retail assistant. But now that you've graduated, you really want to go after fashion design roles. How would you write your work experience section then? Using a heading of fashion experience rather than work experience. Think about it. You may not have been a fashion designer before, but you do know a bit about the industry. Any way you look at it, that's valuable. For each position, begin with the job title or position, name of employer, dates of employment, and location. After that, create bullet points that show what you did in each role. Mention things like which software you worked with, what were your interactions with clients, or who you reported to and how often. Remember your action words and use consistent tenses throughout your resume. Work experience resume section, example 3. Non-fashion degree plus no fashion experience. In this situation, I'd advise that you go after roles relevant to your degree, only that you go after fashion companies. For example, use your regular marketing degree to go after fashion marketing roles, or your English or communication degree to land fashion writer roles. Then follow the first example. Of course, these aren't all possible scenarios. That's why people prefer to work with a professional resume writer who can present your situation in the best possible light. This marks the end of Day 2 of the Fix Your Fashion Resume in 7 Days e-course. Take a little time today and outline your current work experience situation. Then follow the examples to create your own work experience section. It shouldn't take more than 1 day. Thanks for listening in. Do make sure to take advantage of our free resume critique as well as our recommended resume writing services. Make sure to visit our website to access the rest of this guide. Links in the description.